over the last couple of years stand them apart, even from Spain, who've never been afraid to tear into them. But Zimbabwe, unless they get an early strike here and just put some doubt into the Russian minds, you'd fear for them on the scoreboard. Hamidova just let that one go and bounced just before the touchline, but you can see the Russian number 5, Hamidova, happy to take the line out. Daria Lushina standing at first receiver here. Hamidova will be the target. She is the tallest player on the Russian team. And the number 5 gets up. Lushina, well, she won't thank her scrum half for that kind of a pass, but 2 players outside him. And one of them is the speedster Kazakova, trying to go around the outside. Held in the tackle, and a decent tackle it was too by Musetti. Oh, Lushina spots a gap and sprints over the 22. And the playmaker for Russia takes a try. And it's taken all Sude of 60 seconds to score.
Yeah, Lushina, how many times have we seen Kudanova, normally a captain, normally in that playmaker role, do that? She just looked up at the base of the breakdown, saw no one was home on the blind side, and powered on home. Her 3rd try already. But it's Kazakova, all that power and pace that sets it up, and then there's no one at home on the blind side.
I'll tell you what I can't understand is Zimbabwe, they just give up the chase here and allow their opponents to go underneath the post. They turn their backs on them. So, you know, whatever about conceding the try, it's the extra 2 points that make it even more difficult.
Yeah, real inexperience. You've got to keep the chase going. Cut that player off as soon as they get over the try line and stop the 2 extra points. That said, they're probably going to want to conserve energy, Zimbabwe.
Well, maybe it is that. It's a case of bigger fish to fry and stopping the tries as opposed to the conversion. But nonetheless, Russia 7 points to the good. Lushina, the try scorer, restarts. Perfectly executed kick. Hamidova is after it. She didn't touch it, so no knock on. And a scrap for the ball at the breakdown. Good work by Zimbabwe and by their number 12, Chigumbu, who sets it up but then concedes the penalty for not releasing on the ground.
And
quick tap and go.
Again.
Yeah, Lushina, little dummy switch. And a chance now for Kazakova again to try and go around the outside. That time Zimbabwe equal to it, and surely no room for a similar try this time around. Nice hands to keep that ball. And the Russians to Seredina. Hamidova trying to go on the outside, slips one. That was a high challenge, an advantage being played to Russia. Hamidova 5 metres short. Quick ball at the base. And a chance to move this one again. This is Kutseva. Nice hands, surely it will be a try. Kazakova and Lushina on the outside. It is Russian dominance again.
Yeah, very simple 7s from Russia, just moving it back and forth across the pitch. Probably made that harder than they needed to. Russia have a tendency to get too flat. So here we go. It goes all the way over the other side of the pitch. And the last pass, Kazakova to Lushina. Loads of space there, but they could have probably scored on the other side had Hamidova got deeper. As it was, she was so flat, wasn't able to put any pace onto the ball whatsoever.
Lushina to try and attempt to convert her own try. This one gone underneath the post, so we stay at 12 points and Russia in control. Here we see it again, Sue.
Yeah, it's just good hands, isn't it, from Russia. The last pass from Kazakova out to Lushina. It's interesting, Pavel Baranovsky seems to be playing Kazakova out on the wing. She's been centre most of the series when she's been fit, but in the absence of Bogacheva and a few other players, she has the power and the pace to play out there. And
Fedrakova as well is on the bench, the number 9 for Russia. We know how much pace that she has. So too does Hamidova, despite the fact that she's a forward in the 7th game. Seredina with the pass, not held by Gutseva, but it didn't go forward, so play on. Chance now for Kazakova. Again, she's well marshalled. It's like Zimbabwe have figured that she's the dangerous strike runner, but maybe ignoring some of the other Russian players as a result. Hamidova takes it. She's got numbers outside if she wants to get the pass away. Nice wraparound loop there from Seredina, and the pass goes to Petrova, the captain. In again for Russia. Well, the result, you feel already a foregone conclusion. It's not if they win, it's by how much.
Yeah, and it's a dominant performance from a Russian team who are actually missing quite a lot of players. The handling here really good. Hamidova takes the ball into contact, but they manage to recycle and get it out. Eventually Petrova, but there's no Kudanova here, there's no Kavieva, there's no Muhariamova, there's no Bogacheva. It's all sorts of players missing, and yet still Russia putting in this kind of dominant performance.
Conversion attempt is going to go over, so Another 7 points to tack on. Kudinova's an interesting one because she was in Langford and Atlanta, but she picked up an injury there and we haven't seen her since then, and it has to be a worry.
It certainly does. If this Russian team gets through to the Olympics, they're going to want to have their talismanic captain playing for them. We just don't know how serious that injury is. It must be an injury for her not to be here. She is such an important player for them.
Knock on there by Margaret Maguaro. Just took her eye off that ball. And the crowd on the far side pretty silent because there's nothing worse than just knowing that this is going to be a steam train performance from Russia. We've still got 90 seconds to go and they're looking for their 4th try of the first half. They might get one here. Gutseva, little cross the pitch run and outside, and that's the conditioning that Russia have and the advantage that they have over teams like Zimbabwe. And you see it there, Gutseva, all too easy for her to go around the outside and beat 2 Zimbabwean defenders.
Yeah, Kazakova ran the cut line inside, ran a switch which held the defender up, and then Gutseva has the pace to go around the outside. You see she drifts. Kazakova cuts inside, that's what holds the defence up. Leaves a space for Gutseva on the outside.
Lushina from underneath the post is going to attempt to convert this one. And you'd back her to get it every single time. Right-footed strike, flags go up. It's 26 points to 0. Russia in control. Zimbabwe, well, they look like they don't even want to be out there at the moment, and I don't blame them because this is one-way traffic.
It's so tough. It's so tough in a game of sevens when you can't get your hands on the ball. Sevens is tiring enough as it is, but to defend the whole time, it's exhausting. And when they put kickoffs in like that, it's so hard to get your hands on the ball.
Hamidova shakes her head. She thought that went backwards, and you get a chance to look at it here, Sue. 50-50 call maybe, but the referee thought it was a knock-on.
Bind. Set.
Chance for Zimbabwe here. Again, the passing's just not good enough, and Russia will pounce on that mistake. Any kind of loose ball at all, and you're just asking for trouble here. Look at that counter ruck. And here's the possession on the outside. Kazakova, no room for her there. Tries the handoff. Still going, Kazakova. There's the pass. Lushina ships it on. Hamidova, 2 players outside. Lovely little basketball-style pass. And in again is the captain, Marina Petrova. It will be her 2nd try. And all too easy for Russia. All the way under the post. Look, Zimbabwe don't even bother to make life difficult for her.
It's imperious from Russia, isn't it? The pace and the accuracy in comparison to their opposition. Kazakova took it wide, realised she had no support, so brought it back again. And then the accuracy of the passing, Kazakova, the little over the top, one-handed basketball pass, and then lastly, zipped out from Seredina Petrova. And as you say, in under the post, nobody cutting that off. Zimbabwe will learn, I'm sure, the importance of cutting off those extra 2.
And there it is. Lushina with the easiest of conversions. Russia learning absolutely nothing from this. They lead by 33 points to 0. But Zimbabwe, serious questions must be asked as to how much they're up for this. We've got another half of sevens rugby still to come.
В от своей поддержки поперек убегаешь вдоль поля. Явно, что ты не убежишь, но ты еще и от того игрока убегаешь. А тебе нужно тогда остановить, пойти в центр, а забегающему отдать. Вы должны сейчас понять, что если вы не убегаете, то представляешь, если он делает захват, а кто отрабатывать будет? А если хороший захват ему идет? Сразу игра лежа. Вы должны поэтому далеко не убегать. Смотрите, сейчас от вас требуется. Выиграли мяч, отдайте его в глубину. У вас же там люди такие же все хорошие бегают, смотрите, и как и проваливают. Дальше попробуйте в середине, если вы не даванули рядом со схваткой, то в середине даваните обязательно. Потому что так и так вы в крайс играете. А просто вы сейчас место кидаете, я понимаю, вы ложные попытки, но вы-то играете, готовитесь к другой игре. Поэтому начните давить еще в центре. Сейчас ты 9.
Давайте. 3, 4. Россия! Чё?
Couple of things to point out here, Sue Day. One, the pressure that is on Pavel Barnovsky and this Russian team. There are rumours of threats, possible threats to funding if they fail to qualify for the Olympics, and future participation in the World Series might be in doubt then.
Yeah, it's so much, isn't it, on one tournament? So much that it's all about who can win this tournament. get to the Olympics, and as you say, it's not just about the Olympics, it's about future funding. Huge pressure, and under that pressure you just try and have to put that out of your back of mind and take each game, to coin a cliche, each game at a time.
Restart finds touch on that far side, and it will be Zimbabwe to throw in. But for Russia, they got to use this, I suppose, nearly as a training match. Simple run through your different plays, vary it up, and find out what works and what doesn't, because they will have stiffer tests. You can bet on that with Spain, with Ireland, with Samoa as well, obviously still to come. And that one went straight back into touch, and Russia will get the throw in.
Yeah, you have to challenge yourselves as players when you're playing a team that you know isn't as experienced and simply isn't as good. Challenge yourself to be as good as you can possibly be as accurate as you can possibly be. Get those passes exactly right, get the calls exactly right.
Well, that didn't look straight at all from here, and Maguire went up for it. But another unforced error from Zimbabwe, and Russia have the option. Caroline Malenga comes in to the front row, substitution, and it'll be Russia to feed. Little dummy switch with the centre in the middle now. Kazakova yet to score for Russia. She's had a couple of chances on the outside. She's still going here, keeps that ball alive. Nice footwork to create some space for herself. She's still going, and they're queuing up outside. Sure, was that crossing? No, says the referee. Hamidova in the corner. It is another Russian try, and Hamidova gets her name on the score sheet.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication between the Russians. Had the Zimbabwean defence been closer, it probably would have been crossing. As it was, Kazakova realises there's defence all over the place, takes the ball the other way. And then it's that carry across the pitch. Seredina and Minislamova not quite communicating, but because there's no defender to get in the way of, it's not crossing. The ball goes out to Hamidova, who does what she does best.
Yeah, a real weapon for Russia over the last couple of years, Hamidova. Maybe lacked a bit of confidence this season. She was dropped for a few big games where she had to start on the bench, Sue, and I just wonder, did that take a bit out of her?
Yeah, hard to say, isn't it? She seems to have picked it back up again. When she's on form, she is a phenomenal finisher, brilliantly physical.
Well, chance here perhaps for the substitute to get a try on the board. Malenga over the 10-metre line. First touch of the ball for her. Ball's come back, and a little hoof over the top. Where's this one going to bounce? Kazakova.
No, put it down.
In the thick of things too, needs a bit of help. Gutseva in to try and wrestle that ball to the ground, and so too is Fedorakova's just off the bench. So Russia still with possession here, taken up this time by Shamshuk. Floats one on the outside. Again, it's going to be a foot race here, and Petrova, the captain, sprints clear. There's the Minislamova. No mistake. Inside 4 minutes to go, and Russia have another try. It's all too easy at the moment, and Zimbabwe just give up the ghost.
Yeah, they're keeping the ball alive really well, Russia, just moving it from side to side, probing, working out where the spaces are. Petrova that time gets the gas out, just powers around the outside, but so hard for Zimbabwe because Russia just moving the ball from side to side, looking to see where the gaps are, and then when they see the gap, when they see half a chance, power through it.
Conversion, no problem with that. And the captain rounds off another Russian try. 58 points in their first match. Looks like they might even better that with 45 already and none conceded. And I'm sure Baranovsky won't want to concede, especially when Zimbabwe have barely fired a shot at all. Only real break coming from Malenga, the substitute off the bench again. They can't hang on to that ball. Taken by Bobkova. Bobkova here for Russia. Nice run from her. She might fancy going all the way on her own on the outside here. That's the confidence at the moment. Just about tackled. And ball back there from Minislamova. Keep the ball alive for Russia. Seredina. Ball on the outside. It's all too easy. Fedorakova is going to score for Russia. It is another one to bring the tally to 50 and 52 with the conversion with 2 minutes 20 seconds left to play. This does nothing for the game. It does nothing for women's sevens, but it's just so one-sided you can't say anything else.
Really one-sided. The Zimbabwean defence at the moment just doesn't know what to do to keep up with Russia. They're getting tired because they're doing so much defending and making mistakes. Russia, they need to challenge themselves to be the best they can be. That time, great finish in the end from Zdrokova, but Bobkova on the other side of the pitch needed to let the ball do the work, and to coin another cliche, she ran sideways a lot, pulling the defence with her. Had she just simply passed the ball into space, passed the ball down the line, they'd have been in the far corner far sooner.
52 points on the board. Another converted try would take them past their first round tally, as in comes Chabakeva for Zimbabwe. A restart from Russia, from Seredina. That's perfectly judged, and they get possession straight back after scoring a try. Heartbreaking if you're in Zimbabwe, but just as I say that, Russia have spilled the ball, and advantage being played to the Africans. Taken in by Malenga, but we go back for the scrum.
The Zimbabweans will be thinking, thank goodness for that. Finally, they give us one back. Finally, Russia make a mistake and cop one up for us to get a scrum. They really haven't managed to get their hands on the ball at all, have they?
No, and even from the Russian mistakes as well, it's fairly quick before it does come back. Russian errors have been few and far between. There's the feed from the substitute, Cheveka. And chance for Zimbabwe to try and get inside attacking territory. Nice run though from Moseri. Watched all the way though. Good tackle from Seredina. And Moseri bundled into touch. Russian line-out.
Yeah, very well watched from Seredina. The touchline was her friend here. Watches carefully, drags her into touch. First chance really for Moseri to get her legs going and have a run.
Russian line out, ball off the top from Minislamova to use. Back to her scrum half, Seredina. And they're going to go wide with this one. Zimbabwe in defence just trying to shift across, but have they got the pace to catch Zdrokova? No, they don't. Around the outside, a Russian number 9 is going to score again. And it's going to be underneath the post. They will pass their first round tally of 58. All too easy. And the silence in the stadium tells you everything you need to know about where this game has gone.
Yeah, the result hasn't been in the balance for some time, has it? The ball goes out to Zdrokova, and the result, again, not in the balance. Everyone knows she's going to go around the outside. She has the pace, she has the finishing ability, runs the ball in under the post. A very one-sided, very comprehensive, very impressive performance from Russia.
It's been another hammering for Zimbabwe as the conversion goes over. Russia have scored 107 points in just 2 matches. This